It was the middle of July. The kind of day where the heat feels like it's sitting on your chest, and even the trees seem too tired to rustle. The sun beat down on the sleepy neighborhood as the cicadas buzzed like broken wires. On Oak Ridge Lane, tucked behind a row of dusty pines, lived a quiet man named Jason Cole, a single father, widowed too young, raising his 8-year-old son, Liam. Jason wasn't the type to expect surprises. His life revolved around early breakfasts, school drop-offs, night shifts at the mechanic shop, and doing whatever he could to raise his son with kindness in a world that often seemed to lack it. But that day, something happened that neither he nor Liam would ever forget. A knock came at the door. It wasn't frantic, nor firm, just a faint, hesitant tap. Jason opened it expecting perhaps a neighbor or maybe a delivery mix-up. What he saw was a girl, maybe 16 or 17. Standing in ripped jeans and a shirt that had long since faded from whatever color it used to be. Her lips were cracked. Her cheeks flushed. Dust clung to her like second skin. And she held her arms close as if the heat might swallow her whole. I just need some water, she whispered, eyes darting behind him like she was afraid of being seen. Jason didn't ask questions. He saw the desperation, the exhaustion, the silent cry for help. He handed her a bottle of water from the fridge. She drank like someone who hadn't tasted kindness in days. Maybe weeks. "Do you have anywhere to go?" he asked softly. She looked at him, then down, then back again. And shook her head. Her name was Emily. She had run away from a home that barely counted as one. Her mother had died when she was young, and her stepfather, if you could call him that, made it clear she wasn't welcome. With every passing year, the house became colder. Meals became rarer. Words became weapons. So, one day, when the yelling turned into something worse, she left. No plan. No bag. Just her legs and the will to keep walking. She'd been sleeping behind grocery stores, under bridges, and when it rained, in empty bus stations. Until the day her legs gave out 2 blocks away from Jason's house. Jason didn't know why he let her in. Maybe it was the way Liam peeked from behind him, clutching his stuffed bear, and whispered, "Dad, she looks really sad." Or maybe it was because Jason knew what it meant to lose someone, and how that kind of silence never quite left you. That first night, Emily slept on the couch. Jason made spaghetti, the only thing he knew how to cook besides grilled cheese, and Liam insisted she sit next to him while they watched cartoons. She didn't speak much. But for the first time in days, she didn't cry herself to sleep either. Days turned into a week. A week turned into 2. Emily helped around the house. She did dishes, helped Liam with his reading, and even fixed the broken leg on the kitchen chair with some nails and duct tape. Slowly, she began to smile. Just faint, short smiles, the kind you're afraid to hold on to in case the world takes them away again. But not everyone welcomed her. Jason's neighbor, Mrs. Crawley, saw her one morning sweeping the porch. "That girl? She's trouble, Jason," she warned. "You don't know where she's from." Jason didn't respond. He just looked at Liam drawing chalk hearts on the driveway and then back at Emily handing the boy a juice box. "She's exactly where she needs to be," he replied. But keeping Emily wasn't going to be easy. Social services came knocking. Word had spread. A minor was living in his house without guardianship. The law had questions. Jason explained everything, how she had no home, no family, no records of schooling for years. The system had failed her. And now it wanted to reclaim what it had ignored. Jason was told she might be placed in a group home. Emily sat in the hallway, shaking. "I finally feel safe here," she whispered. Jason sat beside her, gripping her hand. "Then I'll fight. I won't let them take that from you." Jason hired a lawyer. It cost more than he could afford. He worked longer hours, sold his motorcycle, and picked up side gigs fixing engines from his garage. The legal system was a maze, full of hearings, signatures, evaluations. But through it all, Emily remained. She began attending school again. She struggled at first, afraid to trust teachers, slow to make friends. But she tried. And slowly, something beautiful began to grow. She wrote stories. Stories about survival, hope, and finding kindness in the unlikeliest places. Her teacher submitted one to a statewide contest. Emily won second place. She used the prize money to buy books for Liam. 6 months later, the court ruling came. Jason was granted temporary guardianship, with a path to full custody if Emily chose to stay and continue schooling. She wept when the judge read the decision. Jason didn't cry, not then. But when he came home and saw the "Welcome Home" sign Liam had drawn in crayon, he stood in the kitchen and let the tears fall silently. A year passed. Emily graduated high school, something she never thought she'd do. Jason cheered the loudest in the auditorium. Liam held up a handmade sign that said, "My big sister Emily." That night, they had spaghetti again. The same way it started. Emily looked at Jason across the table. "You saved me," she said. Jason smiled. "No. You saved yourself. I just opened the door." The story ends not with a goodbye, but with a beginning. Emily got accepted into a community college for social work. She dreams of becoming someone who can help other lost girls, just like she once was. Jason still works at the garage. Still makes spaghetti once a week. Liam still draws chalk hearts, but now he draws 3 of them. One for each of them. And in that small home on Oak Ridge Lane, something happened that no law, no judgment, no hardship could undo. A girl came to the door asking for water. And found a family instead. Moral: no act of kindness is ever too small. A single gesture can become a turning point in someone's life. And sometimes, the family we choose is the one that saves us, and teaches us how to live again.